everybody. Welcome to Father, Son, and Holy Sport. I'm G-Man from Ohio, and that there is T-Money from San Francisco. What's up, T?
What's going on, G-Man? Happy to be here. Beautiful week out here. What a fun NFL draft, man. That was a fun time.
Hey, it was, man. It was. I can't wait to talk about it, see what you're thinking, because we just do this stuff live. We don't know what each other's going to say, but we have a great show for y'all tonight. We have Ross v. Ross focusing on the 5 quarterbacks taken in that first round. Who's in the best position to break out? We're going to try to stump T-Money in the trivia of the week, sponsored by Woundwise IQ. T-Money, you know what the question is? Since 1967, only 2 quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall have won more than 6 games in their first year. Who were they? So that's your little trivia of the week from Moonwise. Okay. You think about that. All you fans think about that.
All right.
We're going to try to stump T-Money. We got the T-Ross chugging chant also. Watch out, John Elway. Watch out, man. We're going to give you some big tips tonight also to win you some cash. So that's what we got lined up, man. So what do you think, T?
It's going to be a good show. Going to be a good show.
Like my Zoom background? You're going to hear about my Zoom background, man.
We'll talk about him.
Yeah. So, hey, y'all, if you like what you're seeing, go and like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. We're on all the channels, all the platforms. Look for our handle at Father, Son, and Holy Sport. Let's go get it.
All right. Well, let's dive in here. One of the big topics of the week we had was Chicago moving up in the draft to pick Justin Fields. Now, I won't say I told you so when we talked last week on team most likely to move up and make a trade, but I told you so. Chicago needed to make a move, and GM Ryan Pace did not let me down. He moved up from 20 to 11, traded with the Giants. I like what they did. They only really gave up a first. I don't really care about a 4th and a 5th. That's fine. One more first to go get the second best quarterback in the draft. I loved it. Dalton's going to be a great mentor for him. They already have an offensive-minded head coach and a great defense. So it's all set up for him there. I really like this pick.
Hey, you called it. You called it. That Fields, dropping, and we're going to talk about him dropping in the draft. But, the first 3 go to quarterbacks. And then I thought those next 2 would be quarterbacks, but they weren't. And Fields drops down, and the Bears jump up and grab him at 9. They moved up 9 spots to grab him. And Ryan Wilson from CBS said it's the best value pick in the whole draft out of all the picks. Justin Fields at that number 11 spot. And the Chicago fans are fired up, man. The Chicago fans, bear down, Chicago. Bear down, baby. They're going to win the NFC North. You heard it right here first. They're going to win the NFC North.
Right.
Detroit has Goff. I don't have any faith in Goff for Detroit. No. Green Bay is going to be Aaronless. And Minnesota, I don't know. I think all these other teams are floundering. Watch out, baby.
Hey, I love these guys. I mean, they have an offensive-minded coach. He's already got a wide receiver 1 in Allen Robinson, solid run game and David Montgomery. He's got a good supporting cast, doesn't have the pressure of starting immediately. I love this pick. And like you said, best value pick of the draft. I mean, he was taken at the 11th spot as the number 2 overall player. I mean, great move. I'm happy for Chicago. They finally get a decent quarterback in such a long time. Phenomenal move. I think he's set up well for success there.
Yeah. What else you like, man? What else you thinking about this draft?
Well, the other big move, it was Mac Jones falling. Now, I will say I predicted Mac to go to the Niners, and that was wrong. I still think it was the right move for the Niners, but I knew he was going to slip if he didn't get taken by the Niners. And boy, did he. He goes all the way down to 5th. The Patriots get their guy and don't have to move up. I think he fits their system pretty well. They really they don't want an athletic guy. They don't need anyone to do anything crazy. They need a system guy who is really intelligent, that can run their complex scheme. And I think he fits really well.
Yeah, no, I'd like the pick there. I like the pick. It's going to be interesting to see. And the Pats made a lot of moves in the offseason. They cannot stand the fact that they did not win that division, that they didn't go further, and that Brady did. Brady crushed them in year one of the separation. And now they're fired up, man. I thought they would move up in the draft. I thought they would go up and grab that 4 or 5 spot and get Justin Fields, but they wait and Mac Jones falls in their lap. So we're going to see what happens there. But I think Mac Jones is going to push Cam Newton. I think Cam will step up his game also. It's going to be a competition. I don't think one of those guys is going to break out. But what do you think about the Patriot receivers? I mean, if you had a fantasy team, you could not have a Patriots receiver. But now they got Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and Jacoby and Nikhil. What do you think about that receiving core? Would you want any of those guys in your fantasy team?
No, I would not want them in my fantasy team. But here's the thing.
I just wondered, man. I just wondered.
The Patriots don't run that. They want to be a ground and pound, third down, short yardage, and a smart IQ, which Mac Jones has been called a genius by multiple GMs before this draft. That's why he was skyrocketing up boards. And they want someone who can carve up a defense and dissect it. They don't need a world beater. And that's why I think he fits this really well. He's super accurate. He knows the system well. And all they want is a ground and pound guy. They have a top offensive line, an amazing defense. I already think this is a top 10 team potentially, regardless of who starts at quarterback.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else you got, man? What else you got?
For the last, big news here, we have to talk about Aaron Rodgers potentially leaving Green Bay. I mean, a lot of stuff coming out now. Aaron Rodgers is finally speaking out and saying, I want out of Green Bay. And he has basically said, it's either me or the GM, Brian Gutekunst, who I think should be gone regardless. He's had it. He said good for him. It's about damn time. You should, Rodgers. I mean, they've done nothing but give shade to this guy, treat him like crap. Last year, they traded up to get a QB in the first round. Didn't tell Aaron they were looking for a QB. Didn't tell him they were trading up. He found out live on a live stream. You got to see his reaction. The Bears gave the courtesy to Andy freaking Dalton to call them and say, hey, we're picking a QB, just so you know, when they were drafting Justin Fields. The Packers couldn't even do it for Aaron freaking Rodgers. I just think they've treated him so badly, and it's about damn time he's spoken up.
Hey, I agree with what you're saying. I do think there's a relationship issue there. Part of it's Aaron Rodgers. It's just, that guy's got to be tough to manage. You ever had a guy on your team at work that's part of your team? The guy's very talented, but they kind of just have an attitude all the time. That's Aaron Rodgers, man. The guy brings a lot to the game, but I remember when the new coach came, he was kind of negative on him. He's a tough guy to work with and deal with. And you have those kind of people on your team sometimes in business, but you still have to pull the team together. So it is a responsibility. I don't think it's just the GM. I think it's the whole upper management team. They don't make these things in a vacuum. They're not going to fire the GM. And I think that's not the right way to approach it. But hey, man, he's leaving the place. And he looked great last year. The guy looked awesome. Listen to these. Look at these ages of these quarterbacks, okay? Tom Brady, 43, is the oldest active quarterback that made the playoffs. 43 years old. Drew Brees, 42, he retired. Phillip Rivers, 39, he retired. Big Ben, 38. He was 12-3 as a starter, but he is getting touchy there.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, 37. He looks great to me.
Yeah. I think he's got until at least 42 at a high level. But let me address a few things you said there. For one, I actually don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded. I just think the Packers are too stubborn. But I do think Brian Gutekunst will be pushed out. And, the last thing I wanted to say, you were mentioning something about him being prickly and stuff. Well, you know who else was? Steve Jobs. And did he get the job done? Damn right he did. Because when you're the best, you expect the best from everyone else.
I said, as a leader, you have to work with guys like that on your team. I'm just saying
Aaron Steve Jobs was sucked sometimes, but he got the job done, and they made the most innovative phone on the planet and now have one of the top companies in the world. So these guys are the best at what they do and expect the best. And when your GM's trash, you're going to be pissed at the organization. Sorry if he's a little prickly.
Tom Brady faced the same thing in New England, and guess what he did?
He was butting heads with Bill Belichick, and they left the organization.
They tried to do the same thing to Tom Brady. And you know what he did?
He went to the owner. He went to the owner who the Packers don't have.
And what did he do?
He basically said it. You better tell the GM to trade the quarterback.
He got the quarterback backup, Jimmy G, to get traded, and they traded Jimmy G.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Gary. He went to the owner over the coaches and GM's head. The Packers don't have an owner, and that's the problem right there. Is that GM is basically the owner as well in this organization. He has final say. That's why he's gone. Let me just give you a rundown of their last couple picks here. Why you can't. 9 out of their last 10 first-round picks have been defense, and their defense hasn't even been good. All right. Their first one in 10 years was last year when they got a QB. Then last year, after everyone's bitching about getting a QB, maybe the second round, they'll take someone that can help immediately. No, they take a running back who was their third string running back last year. Congratulations. This year, they take a corner, right? And they just have nobody that are the last few years that they're drafting that are helping immediately. And that's what Aaron Rodgers is frustrated about. Right. And they're cutting guys he liked. They cut Jordy Nelson right away. They cut another receiver. He has no say. They just completely disregard his feelings in this organization. I'd be pissed if I was him too.
Hey man, I love what you're saying. I love your passion more than anything, but I don't agree with everything you said. We got to save that for Ross v. Ross. And you know what else? You probably need a beer right now. So we're going to get you into the T. Ross chug and chant and get you to run up to the top of that building and start chugging a beer for the T. Ross chug and chant. So we will catch you in a second. And this segment's brought to you by Help Me Startup. Today's T. Ross chug and chant brought to you by the team that helped me start up. Do you have a startup or new company idea? Why not get help from the experts at Help Me Startup? Try the easy-to-use startup tools and advice to help you get moving on your way toward investment and success. Learn more at helpmestartup.co. Okay, there we go. T Money's up on the rooftop. He ran up there. It's time for the T. Ross chug and chant.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your guy, T Money, up on the rooftop. G-Man, I got a nice chug and chant for you this week, and the rest of y'all listen up. But first, let me get this beer chugged, and I'll tell you who I think made a mistake in the draft. Nice little burp there for y'all back at home. Okay, here's who messed up here. I really got to talk to you here. John Elway, Broncos, what the hell are you doing? You basically ship Drew Lock out of town when you get Teddy Bridgewater, and you're sitting at 9, and you take a corner instead of Justin Fields. Patrick Surtain will be solid and be great in the NFL, but right now he's your 4th best defensive back. You already have 2 starting corners and a starting safety, and they are actually a very good defensive back group. It was unnecessary to draft him. Justin Fields is sitting there right for the taking, and you pass on the 2nd best quarterback in this draft. Bad move. John Elway can't draft quarterbacks. Broncos fans, you got to ship this guy out of town. I'm sick of him. You have a new GM, and I guess he is the same way. Bad at drafting quarterbacks. This is a stupid move. I like Patrick Surtain. Nothing against him, but Justin Fields could change your franchise. Would have fit great in there. I mean, I totally think the Broncos messed up. You all fans out there should be pissed off. John Elway, get him out of town. Congrats on winning a few Super Bowls there, but you can't pick a quarterback unless Peyton Manning lucks into choosing your franchise. Come on, do better. You made a mistake. G-Man, tell me you agree with me here.
All right. Of course, I agree with you, and I love the way you chugged that beer. And while T is running back down here, I want to say, yeah, I agree with him. Yes, of course. I mean, I agree. Surtain is an awesome player. Surtain can play the game. He's a stud, and everyone needs that lockdown corner, and that's great. But Justin, as you said, T's back here. Nice chug, man. And I agree, man. Justin could be the franchise. You're right. Even though Surtain's good, Justin could be the franchise. And T Money calling out the Hall of Famer John Elway. And John didn't get in the Hall of Fame because of his management. He got in because of the way he played.
Yeah.
And you're just saying, hey, man, maybe you're not as good of a manager.
No, he hasn't done anything. He's drafted like Paxton Lynch and crappy quarterbacks. And this team is ready to win. They have a good defense, solid wide receivers, a great running back, solid head coach. I mean, They're ready to win. I don't get the corner pick when you have a cornerstone of a quarterback sitting there ready for your taking. Teddy Bridgewater would have been a great bridge quarterback. He's a solid pro. And you could have had Justin Fields starting by whenever your bye is, or halfway through the season, or sitting 1 year. Patrick Mahomes sat a year. This would have been great pick up for them. And now they're sitting here with Drew Lock as their future potentially. I mean, I don't see it at all.
Hey, well, you know who else missed out on Fields even before Denver at the 9th pick? You know who missed out before that? The number 3 and the number 4 picks missed out. That's what I say.
And 2.
Number 3, San Fran, trade up to get the 3rd overall pick. They give up 2 first-round picks to get a guy that's in development, and Justin could have freaking started for that team. All right. I can't believe that. And number 4, Atlanta, Justin Fields could have went home. I've been saying that for months. Matt Ryan's 35 years old. He's the only guy over 35 years old that starts that did not make the playoffs. That guy should have been out and Justin Fields in, and they'd be going to the playoffs, man.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe he dropped that low. I totally agree with you. I think he should have gone second to the Jets, but I'm happy he didn't, because the Jets are a crappy organization. I think he ended up in a good spot, but a lot of teams messed up. Atlanta couldn't do it because of the cap situation. They need Matt Ryan's cap hit for the next 2 years. He's locked in. These days you need guys to start right away. So yeah, I thought the Niners should have taken him as well. He would have been a great fit there. But man, the Broncos, they really, really messed up on this one. Cool. I think he fell right into their lap.
Well, that's a good transition to Ross v. Ross, because we're going to talk about which of those first-round quarterbacks landed in the best spot to succeed. So when you're looking at those 5 quarterbacks taken in that first round of the 2021 draft, the first 3 picks, and then 2 more later, 5 of them all together, which one of those, T, do you think has the best chance to succeed?
All right. Well, I know you're probably thinking Joe Burrow, but luckily you can't say him for once. So, so I'm going Trey Lance here. I just think that he's with the best offensive coach that was selected out of the 5. I love Kyle Shanahan. He's probably the best or second best play caller in the NFL. He has the most win now team. I mean, they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They have all the pieces they need there. They have a great defense. They get Nick Bosa back, a solid supporting cast, a great run game that can really help a young quarterback. And on top of that, a good safety net in a top 2 tight end in George Kittle. He can sit a year under Jimmy G, he's a solid pro, good mentor. He's already said he's looking forward to building a relationship like he and Tom Brady had. So I think it's a great spot, and he's going to be ready to roll, and the system just fits everything he is, because he has all the tools. He is probably the highest ceiling of any quarterback in this group. He has all the tools, and now he's with a great spot and head coach.
He has the highest ceiling, but the floor's falling out beneath him. You know why? Because he's not going to be that good. Jimmy G is going to beat him out. Jimmy G is going to beat him out. Jimmy G is ticked. And San Fran loves Jimmy G, and Jimmy is going to beat out Trey Lance.
I will bet you Jimmy G is not the starter in 2022.
Oh, he'll be a starter in 2021.
Hey, he might be, and that's why it's a good situation, because he gets to sit and learn. Patrick Mahomes.
And the only reason he won't be a starter in 22 is because they'll want to bring Trey Lance in, but Jimmy G will go and start somewhere else.
I know. I agree. I think Trey Lance is going to have a great career.
I don't know, man. Hey, I'm going, of course, with the man behind me. Bear down, Chicago. You got the man. You got the guy I've been talking about. And you guys all let him drop down in the draft, and now the Bears got him. How'd the Bears get Justin Fields? But he's in a great spot. He's going to lead them to win that NFC North, and they're going into the playoffs, and he's going to have a great year. I think the Patriots will win, but it's going to be a shared duty. Cam's not going to just give up. Cam's going to play well.
Wait, but the Patriots or the Bears?
I'm going to the other quarterbacks. I'm talking about the other quarterbacks.
Well, who's most likely to succeed here, Gary?
I already told you, Justin.
Go again, Gary. This is typical Gary. Where are the producers? I need to figure out where the hell the producers are.
I answered the question. It's my Bears.
All right.
It's my Bears. My Bears is my answer. I'm just saying that I think the Patriots will win games, but it won't be because of Mac.
That's fair.
It's going to be a shared duty. That's
fair.
why I'm not picking them. But I do think the Patriots will win, and I think San Fran will win, but it's not going to be because of the rookie quarterbacks.
That's true. Yeah.
And then forget about Jacksonville and the Jets, man.
Yeah,
they're on
teams.
ugly teams. It's going to take years for them.
Totally agree. I agree with you. I like Justin Fields a lot, but let me just say their offensive line is not very good, and that's the one thing that concerns me. If he's getting a lot of pressure, he just won't have time, and I'm not going to blame that on him. But that is one of the few things that is hard to overcome is a bad O-line. Last year they got better towards the end, but that's my only concern with the Bears and why I didn't go Justin Fields, who probably gets to start before Trey Lance does.
They might only win 8 games, but they'll win that division.
Yes.
Because those other teams are not that good.
If Rodgers is still there, the Packers win that thing.
Rodgers is going to be gone, bro. Come on, man.
We'll see.
What are you talking about? Hey, let's go to our picks. Team Money, we're going to our picks for the week.
All right, come on.
And we can pick anything we want. And G-Man missed terribly on the Kentucky Derby. You took me to the cleaner on the Kentucky Derby. So you're the hot hand right now. So tell our fans a good pick so they can win some money this week.
All right. I got you. And I'm coming in here blindsiding you all. We're going Champions League soccer, baby. UEFA Champions League is this week, okay? Manchester City just qualified for their first Champions League final ever in their 140 years as a soccer club. They just got to their first one. They beat PSG, who was in the final last year. Good team. They now face the winner of tomorrow's match between Chelsea and Real Madrid, but it won't matter. Man City, the Sky Blues are winning it, baby. Put it down, mark it down. They're going into the Champions League this year. All the experts had them as the #1 team ranked in the Champions League, the top club. They're 90 minutes away from closing it out and winning it. Watch them this Saturday.
I like that you're going global. I like that you're going global, man. Hey, I'm going to the NBA. I'm going Friday night to the playoff atmosphere. Lakers at Trailblazers. 10 p.m. this Friday night. Okay. It's going to be a war. The Lakers got a big win over Denver Monday night, and Dallas is now sitting. What's Dallas? Dallas is the 6th spot. Lakers are 5 spot. Trailblazers are the 7th spot. Okay, so they're in the play-in group, and guess who they got to play at the playoffs started today? A man, Steph Curry. That's who they had to play. And they don't want that. And that's why Friday night, I'm taking the points with Portland. They're probably getting points. I'm taking the points. They're going to beat the Lakers.
It's going to be a good one. And LeBron James is supposedly sitting out that game now. So you might be getting this one, G-Man. You might be getting this one. I like Portland in that.
You like my pick. You like my pick.
They played the Clippers the night before, so it's a tough back-to-back there, too. I like that pick.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, let's see if you like my trivia question. Let's go to the Woundwise trivia of the week. And Woundwise IQ is a patented mobile imaging and analytics software app that's used by leading physicians and nurses caring for people with chronic wounds. Just download the app from the App Store and you're ready to go. Learn more at woundwiseiq.com. Trying to stump Team Money since 1967, way before you and I were born. You like that? Only 2 quarterbacks drafted #1 overall have won more than 6 games in the first year. So we've been talking about these quarterbacks, that how many games they're going to win. But we're talking here about the #1 overall. Yes. And only 2 of them have won more than 6 games in that first year. Who were those 2?
I think one is Baker Mayfield. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm already screwed here then. I have no clue. This one.
5 guys have won 6, but there's only 2 that have won more than 6.
I'm going to say.
And the first one.
I don't think Andrew Luck did. His team was horrible. Terry Bradshaw was bad. I don't think he was first overall. I'm going to have to go with Montana. Or not Montana.
No, that's not.
Elway. I'm sorry, Elway.
That's not correct, but we're wrong. That Andrew Luck is number 1. Andrew Luck.
Okay. There we go.
Andrew, what do you mean? You said no. You said it wasn't Andrew Luck.
I thought at least I said it. At least I said it.
You did say his name. In 2012, he was Indianapolis. He set the rookie record for the most passing yards in a season-end game while leading the Colts. They were 2-14 the previous year. They go 11-5 to make the playoffs. He wins 11 games.
That's crazy. I remember that. I just thought he had a crappy season before that. So,
and then
my bad.
2 years earlier, the Rams quarterback, who was that?
Goff. Okay.
Sam Bradford. In 2010. Sam Bradford in 2010 set the record for the most completions by a rookie in NFL history, which helped him earn NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award in 2010. Sam Bradford and Andrew Luck both won. Bradford 7 games, Andrew Luck 11. And they're
stumped me, man.
Drafted number 1 overall.
you stumped me here. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Holy cow. Hey, well, I hope you all love the show as much as I loved it. You know that we love you. And thank you to Woundwise IQ for sponsoring our Trivia of the Week. And thank you to Help Me Startup for sponsoring the T. Ross Chug and Chant. And next show, we're going to start zeroing in on the PGA Championship coming up in Kiwawa. If you're interested in sponsoring one of our upcoming shows, please reach out to us. If you're interested in being a guest, let us know. And if you like the show, press the like and subscribe button at Father, Son, and Holy Sport. T-Money, have fun in Hawaii next week, man. I hope we get a show with you out there.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun. I'll scout the PGA course for you there, but I'll be sitting beachside drinking Mai Tais. It's going to be a nice little vacation. So I'll talk to you soon, G.
All right. Bear down, Chicago.
All right. Come on.